If you've got too much to organize, you might have too much stuff. Washing them and reusing them, I was just kind of like cycling. Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Homemaker-in-Progress. Today I'm going to do another video on my biblical homemaking, and we're going to focus on decluttering, organizing, simplifying your home. And the reason that this is important is because if we have less to manage, we have more time for the things that are important, and it's less stressful. I think as women, we do get really bogged down with stuff, like stuff's on the counter, stuff's on the floor, too many clothes, too much laundry to keep up with, too many things to organize. If you've got too much to organize, you might have too much stuff. So my decluttering journey started several years ago, and I've done decluttering throughout my house. One area would be my kitchen. I've gotten rid of utensils, pots and pans that no longer suited me, cups, different things like that, plates, even bowls. I had so many and I wasn't using them. The way that I would be able to tell this though is because I would have like a stack in the cupboard and I would just be washing the same like 5 plates at the very top, just on a cycle basically, because there'd be like 5 getting used in a day, and then I would have the 5 there, and so there would be ones that would sit in the dishwasher. When I went to do the next load, it would be like, okay, loading 5 more, putting the rest in. So instead of just using those 5 plates, washing them and reusing them, I was just kind of like cycling. And so I just had this stack that was just sitting there. And maybe I wasn't even using all of them every single day or every other day. And it would just be like this stack and I'm like not even using. And it's like, it's taking up space. I don't need this. So the purpose of minimalism and decluttering can be kind of like an identity thing. Like, I'm minimalist. I always have less stuff. And I don't really think that that's the best way to look at it. Although I will say in some ways, like I was in that trap too. However, what I do think is really important to notice is that the Bible tells us that godliness with contentment is great gain. It says 1 Timothy 6, verses 6 and 7. And then it goes on to say, for we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. And so the items that we have in our home, they're borrowed for a time. They're really not ours forever. And they don't serve a purpose for the whole life. And sometimes maybe things serve a purpose for a certain time and then you move on to something else. Sometimes there's no purpose at all. I had stuff that would sit in a box that I was saving for someday. And there could be a Sunday. Sometimes there's things that you maybe keep, kids' clothes, baby items, car seats, strollers, those kinds of things. You might keep those. But there are other things that just doesn't make sense to keep. And that was for me, like, I didn't really think about that maybe at that time, but now I'm like, okay, if I'm not using it and I have no future purpose for it, what purpose does it serve to sit in my home? It's another thing for me to keep track of, another thing for me to organize, another thing taking up space, and it doesn't need to be there. So I started doing that. I started getting rid of things that I just didn't need. And a way to look at decluttering is, can I live without this? We live in a Western culture where there is so much access to stuff. Like, you can get stuff delivered same day. You can get what almost anything that you want. And we live in this convenient society, very materialistic. And to be honest, I was caught up in the materialism. I wanted the next thing. And you can end up with this huge long Amazon list of things that you want to get. And while I don't necessarily think it's wrong to buy stuff or to replace things or get new stuff every once in a while, I do think the culture of always getting things and always having new things and always just having more things is not good for us. By the way, not sponsored, but Poppy, you guys, this is awesome. Like, I really, really like Poppy. Yes, it does have some added sugar, but the ingredients are good. And the watermelon flavor is delicious. Like, my favorite out of all their flavors. Literally could just buy a little pallet of these. I would drink these every day. They are so good. When it comes to kids stuff, it is easy to end up with a lot. And it's easy to feel guilty about getting rid of any of it because somebody spent money on this, or maybe you spent a lot of money on it. Even maybe your child likes certain things, and you might have guilt about getting rid of those things, or feeling like if you get rid of stuff, you're not going to be giving your child the best. And I would say that that's not the case. So kids, I find, are simple. They want to play with the boxes. Like, think about it. You have toys for them. And if you get an Amazon box, what do they want to play with? The box. It's things like that. And then like the clothes. They don't need 100 pairs of clothes. That's just too much. And they grow. And then they're wearing this out, and then like you're gonna move on. So it doesn't make sense to have a lot of stuff for children. The other part of that would be reducing what they have so that they can thrive in a better environment. Shoes, ladies, I'm talking to you. So I like shoes, but shoes are one of those things that we don't really need to have a lot of. So I have maybe 5 pairs of shoes. So I have a barefoot minimalist tennis shoe. I can wear them out. I can wear them for yard work. And those are like the one pair of tennis shoes I have, workouts, whatever. I have a pair of barefoot sandals, and I wear those like for dressy occasions or work. I have a pair of barefoot boots, excuse me, and I wore those throughout the winter time for work and for church. I have a pair of snow boots for snow, and I have a pair of Birkenstocks, which I've had for like 7 years. And I also have a pair of flip flops. Okay, so I've got 6 pairs of shoes. And most of the time, I'm going to say that I'm going to be using my tennis shoes or either my boots or my sandals most of the time. The reality is, I just don't need 20 pairs of shoes. And I think if we really think about it, we probably have a different pair of shoes for different things, because this one goes with this outfit and this one goes with this outfit, different seasons or different colors of the same style of shoe. So how do you get around having all the different shoes for different outfits and for different purposes? I would say pick a shoe that is multi-purpose. So pick neutral colors or colors that go with a variety of other colors. What this looks like for me is I get brown shoes, brown like leather shoes, so that you can use them for a variety of things. Really, most of my wardrobe goes with those. The colors that I'm buying are going to go with that. It's not a dark brown, it's not a super light brown, it's just kind of a brown color, and it works. My tennis shoes are white, and they're not perfectly white because they're not greatly clean. However, they work. My Birks are also brown, and my flip flops are black, but they're like for if I go swimming or something like that. So they don't really need to be a perfect color. And I find that that works for me. I can use the same pair of shoe for different outfits and for different purposes, and that works. When it comes to your clothes, if you've got stuff that you're saving for another day, just get rid of it. Unless you're like 100% going to do something about it, don't keep it. It's just taking up space. It doesn't really serve a purpose. And also, try to live with less. If you've got 20 t-shirts and you maybe only use 3, start with getting rid of 10 if you feel like getting rid of 17 is too hard. But simplify your wardrobe so that it is easier for you, and then there's less laundry and it's just easier to keep up with. All right, an example of some stuff that's going to get put away now that it's springtime. So my heavier sweaters, a little bit of a heavier wintry dress, a hat, long sleeve shirts, warmer pants, thicker pants that are a little bit bigger, so my daughter will still fit them hopefully by next fall, but not really good for me right now. Some examples of things that I'm going to be throwing away. So I've got these cups, and my daughter decided to chew on the straws, and so those are broken. I'm not gonna thrift these because I don't need them going to somebody else. Pajamas that are still in good condition, but these ones are long sleeve, and since it's in May now, I'm going to be moving her to t-shirts, and they probably won't fit her very well, at least in the fall time, so I'm going to end up getting rid of these. Some of the kitchen stuff that I decided to get rid of, I am trying to switch over to like wood, stainless steel stuff, so I'm going to get rid of my plastic ones. I also had like 4 spatulas, guys. I don't really need that many, so I'm going to get rid of 2 of them. Also, things that I'm just going to toss. This was extra from Helmet, just extra pieces that you put on the inside. I have already put them in her helmet, and I just have these, so I don't need them. I'm just going to toss these. I've also got some like unmatched, a mitten here and a sock. So things that you don't have matched up, and she's got plenty of other stocks. So, and I'm just going to toss these. Thank you guys so much for watching Homemaker in Progress today. Please let me know if this kind of content and stuff that you would like to see more of, and have a great week.